Hi, welcome back. Once again, we're going back to the past with these vintage Doctor Who miniatures made by Harlequin in 1995. Sometimes I find these super cheap on eBay. There seems to be a large market for them painted, but unpainted, they tend to pop up pretty cheap. So this time we got the first Doctor, as well as Ian Chesterton, and Venom Grub from the serial The Web Planet, which I haven't seen, but TARDIS Wiki will bring me up to speed, as it does with most things. Did you know the word cocksucker is on TARDIS Wiki? How strange. Very strange. So yeah, first things first is assembling them. With these it's pretty simple, just got to super glue them down to the base. Bit of PVA on the base, and then I'll sprinkle that with sand to give it a nice earthy texture. The long-term plan is to make it look like the planet from the Web Planet. The titular webbed planet. Then to prime them, I slap on some matte black, but not the matte black I went to school with. Airbrush primer. Still in that phase where there's not much point in spraying, just a couple of tiny ones, so I do it by hand. And then I crack open the Mechanicus Grey and give a nice generous dry brushing to every single mini, before a little less generous dry brushing of white on the raised areas, just to make everything pop. And that will give us a nice undercoat to paint on top of. Slap chop. So to begin, we crack open the skin tone, and we'll apply that to all the human features. Hartnell's little hands, Hartnell's little face, as well as Ian, who looks slightly like Graham, but that can't be possible because Graham didn't exist in 1995. He wasn't canon. And then also on Susan's tendrils, before realising that was probably a bit too bright and using some Bugman's Glow instead. Due to the black and white nature of those episodes, it was quite hard to find colour reference for this little guy, but luckily there was an action figure statuette thingy. I think it was one of the Eagle Moss ones, which gave me a good little reference. I used the same tone on his jacket / jumper. I guess it's more of a jumper, isn't it, because he's a school teacher. And as we know, school teachers do not wear jackets. And I cracked open the skeleton bone for Hartnell's trousers. Now they are going to be a checkered pattern like in the show, which is very ambitious. Maybe slightly too ambitious for me, but we'll do the best we can. Then back to the Mechanicus Standard Grey for the grey hair of the first Doctor. I will make that a little bit brighter later on with some white. Then I move on to the Baneblade Brown. Give this guy a dry brushing across his tendrils to bring up the accents and highlights. And then a little bit of white for the shirt and cuffs on Ian. Barbara is sold separately. And the same over on the Doctor. So go forward in your painting and prove to me that I'm not too shit in mine. Then from there it's time to do the trousers on Ian. So I crack out a bit of the old Cantor Blue. Set about laying that down on the whole thing. It's a little bit too bright for what I want, but I'll take it down in one of the future steps, because there's no mistake that can't be fixed unless we can't be bothered. And since I had the blue out, I used it on his little neckerchief, scarf, tie. It's not really a tie, is it? I don't know what they're called. Once those base coats are dry, I crack open the Crusader Skin Speed Paint and apply that to all the flesh to give it some semblance of human looking. I do struggle with the details on the faces. I've seen some on Facebook and the insanity, the level of detail. They must have very precise, dainty hands. Then using some dark wood, I put that over his sweater, jumper, cardigan, just to bring everything down a little bit, as well as his hair, which I assume is brown. They're all black and white, it's really difficult. Then I use some Grim Black for the Doctor's jacket. And doing the dry brush undercoat is going to make the raised bit stand out a bit more than as if we were to paint it with just solid black. Then I watered down some of the black and applied that to the Cantor Blue trousers, just to take them down a little bit, because they were too bright. They looked like jeans, like he had a fresh pair of Levis jeans. And black, of course, on the Venom Grub, because it's canon. It's on the TARDIS Wiki. Well, lots of things are on the TARDIS Wiki, but using some gloss black, I do all the rims of the bases. Just give it a nice finished look. against the moon rock looking surfaces. And then it's just a case of getting out the tiny brush and doing the teeny tiny details. Like some Gravelord Grey on the whites of the shirts, just to give them a bit more shading and complexity than solid white. I think I watered it down a little bit as well. And going back to the white, I do the eyeballs. I think this is me cleaning them up rather than actually doing them. And using some Mephiston red, I dot tiny little dots all up the trousers as we begin to try and emulate the check pattern. So once that's done, I will move over to the black and start doing upwards lines and acrosswards lines to try and emulate it, but I don't know, I think my brush control just isn't there yet. It looks okay, but I know I could do better. Then having a good idea too late to crack out a fine liner pen and use that for the Venom Grub details instead. Should have done it first time. I can always go back and try again. Then I really wanted to step things up, so I 3D printed a custom base with some craters and a mini TARDIS. So I based that using some PVA and a sprinkle of sand to match the bases we made for the minis. So I'll spray that black. Boosh. First things first, I want to paint that teeny tiny little TARDIS. So I crack open the Cantor Blue and give that a nice good coating, because then I can alternate between the TARDIS and the base as layers dry. See, I'm working smarter, not harder. I'm also working harder. So that dries, I crack open the Mechanicus Standard Grey and dry brush all over until it starts to look like the surface of a planet. So I watched the Daleks in colour the other day, and at the end they have like a compilation of Hartnell clips in colour, and this planet is meant to be like a brownish colour, unless that was just creative license. So then I start dry brushing some white on the highlighted areas, such as the edges and the craters. Also notice how I pre-cut holes into the STL file to hold the minis. I'm very clever like that. Oh yeah, all the STLs were from Thingiverse, so go check them out. Just search for TARDIS display base and moon craters, I guess. Sorry, I should have been better with remembering the names of who posted them and the links, but if anyone wants them, let me know and I'll go back through my history and find them. Look at all the horrors within. Then to finish it up, I use the gloss black again and go all around the rim to hide any of the dry brushing residue. And we are done. Look at that. So I was happy with the minis, but I just wanted to jazz it up a little bit. And the men yearn for dioramas. So there we go. The TARDIS is a bit messy, but a filament printer with a 0.8 nozzle is probably going to struggle. I should switch to a 0.4. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Thanks.